These days, there's been a lot of conversation on the internet and beyond about consent. Perhaps you've seen the meme that says, "Teach men not to rape." Many see this as ridiculous. They believe that rape only looks one way, and that's a stranger grabbing a woman and pulling her into an alley. They think everything else is just this huge gray area. I think the concept of teaching people not to rape is a little more complex. I wonder what it'd look like to teach people not to rape. Alright. In modern days, more and more women have decided to speak out about ways they've been manipulated, coerced, abused, and worse. It's been really eye-opening and sad to see some of this come to light in the YouTube community, and hearing denials from YouTube abusers, as though apparently they don't understand what consent does and doesn't look like, or maybe they do know and they just want to justify or distance themselves from it. Consent plays into our culture in ways outside of the bedroom too. There are so many arbitrary rules why we decide it is okay to touch somebody that has nothing to do with their consent, that totally disregards their consent. There are so many arbitrary reasons we give for why it's okay to touch somebody without their consent, to make somebody do something that they really don't want to do, to make someone go somewhere they really don't want to go. And the sort of touching I'm talking about here is specifically non-sexual. Since I've started thinking about consent, I've noticed this a lot, especially among teenagers. When I see one hugging or hanging on or touching another, and the person being touched looks incredibly uncomfortable, I often ask, does he want you to be doing that right now? Does she want you to be hugging her right now? A lot of the time when I see someone touching someone else and say something to them about it, I hear such a variety of justifications for their doing so. Things like, he's my cousin, she's laughing, we're friends, she's my girlfriend, look at her shirt, it's not really her hair. And I always form my questions with an attempt to make them think about consent. Does he want you to be touching him right now? Does she want you to be doing that? The justification people give for doing things that others don't actually want them to do doesn't stop at platonic interactions. When I have platonic interactions with somebody who totally disregards my consent, and later I hear that that person has disregarded somebody else's consent in a non-platonic interaction in a far more violating way, it hurts me inside. Because I realized that the way they were with me was a warning sign. Teaching men or teaching people not to rape is teaching them about consent. Teaching what consent looks like. Things that are not consent. Being in a relationship. Being family. Having consented to it in the past. Being afraid to say no. Laughing. Polite smiling. Did you know that cats purr as a sign of submission? Does this go all the way through?
Yeah, it goes all the way through.
The clothing someone's wearing, or the skin they may be showing. Oh, I love your tattoos!
Thank you.
Beards. Oh, your beard is fabulous! Bellies. Being a woman. Beyond the false notion that women can't rape, this sort of idea that everybody's up for whatever interaction with women all the time is false and harmful. Hey!
Have we met?
He's gotta like it. I'm a woman. Oh, we're all girls. We have the same parts. Hey, this shirt's so cool. What's this fabric?
Dude, you just touched my boob.
We're both girls.
No, that doesn't make it okay.
There are a few instances in which touching somebody without their prior consent may be necessary, such as if one is a medical professional dealing with the patient, tapping somebody on the shoulder to get their attention in order to move through a crowded, loud space, preventing someone from harming themselves or harming others. Consent means they want you to. Consent means they're meeting you halfway. You should be looking for enthusiastic consent. Consent is about everyone involved. There are nonverbal ways to check for consent. The best way is to make eye contact. Look at their face. Does the person seem uncomfortable? Do they seem excited? Are they smiling in a way that seems that they're genuinely excited and happy to be interacting with you? Does it seem like they want you to be doing this? Check their body language. Are they drawn into themselves? Are they sort of opening themselves up to you? Are they an active participant? If you're not sure, ask. Like, could I have a hug?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Ask frequently, and don't take rejection personally. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah. not like a touchy-feely person.
Okay, we don't have to do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Respect their rejection. Don't guilt or shame them. Don't try to coerce them. Don't badger or try to manipulate them. Consent can be revoked. If you sense that someone is pulling away from you, is made uncomfortable by something you've done, stop what you're doing, give them their space. Perhaps apologize and see if they want to talk about it. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
The more you see consent in everyday situations, the fewer gray areas you'll find yourself in situations that are more and less violating. Consent is about everyone involved. You can teach consent. Is there anywhere in your life that you're in a position of power? Keep an eye out for non-consensual interactions and call attention to them. Make sure you're pointing back to the lack of consent and don't create an arbitrary rule for the situation. We don't touch girls wearing purple sweaters on Wednesdays. When I hear that someone has been abused by a person who has, in the past, in platonic situations, totally disregarded my consent or the lack of my consent, I believe the person 100%, and I feel sick knowing I'd seen the signs.